I said, hey, I think that's my calling. And I was supported and encouraged to go out on site. I started as a site administrator, so I did all of the little jobs, making sure that, all the subbies were signing in every day and we're putting our workforce hours up. And I just gradually started growing into that, going down that admin pathway and to now.
That was Teagan Carbone. Teagan entered the construction industry by non-traditional means and has since moved into a contract administration role across various projects for Built. She is passionate about social procurement and increased diversity and inclusion within our industry. Welcome to ConstructHER, the video podcast series where we shine a spotlight on the remarkable women in the building and construction industry.
At Toyota, we believe in never standing still. We've always got our eyes on the road ahead. That's why we're creating innovations for a more sustainable future, connecting you to your car to make life easier, reimagining our cities and how we live in them, challenging the standards so that everyone can be safe, and making a difference in our communities, because it's in our nature to never stand still. Oh, what a feeling. Toyota.
Welcome, Teagan, to the ConstructHER podcast. We're absolutely delighted to have you on the show. And you are our current HiViZ Women Building SA award winner for 2023. So tell me, what is your role at Build?
I'm a contract administrator. I'm working currently on the 100 King William Street projects. Just look after the project budget, contracting up and down with subcontractors, and I guess in small works, we cross the boundaries a little bit. So doing a little bit of coordination, getting out on site as well.
Fantastic.
Which is fun.
So 100 King William Street. I know that Build have just completed the 60 King William Street, which is it's such an impressive building. It's phenomenal. And I can't believe you did that in the middle of a CBD, busy retail precinct, business precinct. That was a big thing. So what's 100 King William going to be?
We're doing some base building, amenity and lobby upgrades, and we're also refreshing the canopy and facade on King William Street and Exchange Place and putting in a beautiful EOT for all the tenants.
Wow.
It's going to be exciting. Just a refresh of the building.
Great. Just
really
modernising it. Yes. Yeah. We've got, I think it's lovely to see. I think there's the old architecture where you just you look at North Terrace and you think, wow. And then there's a bit of a dated 50s, 60s thing going on, and then you've got all the ultra modern, and so it's great that it's an existing building that's getting the facelift.
Yeah.
What kind of size project is that? So
it'll be around 20 mil in total with all of the work happening. Yeah.
And how many? I think often people don't realise the amount of workforce that is involved in those kind of projects. So from a subcontract perspective, how many is that looking at?
We'd probably have about 40 trades across both packages. Yeah.
And what's the project team size?
The project team, there's probably about 8 of us in there, but people are going to be coming off once the first package finishes, and we'll downsize into a small team for the next package.
Great stuff. Yeah. So how do you get into contract administration?
Well, I studied marketing at uni. I knew nothing about construction. While I was waiting for, a role, I was living up in Cairns at the time. While I was waiting for a role in marketing, I temped with a builder, and I had such a good time with them. I was doing office administration at the time with them. They offered me a full-time role, and I took it, went for it. I did that for a while, and then I started to look across the fence and look at everybody on site, and I thought, that seems exciting. I want to get involved in that space. Unfortunately, with the builder up in Cairns, I didn't get that opportunity. I came down to Built in Adelaide, and I did some marketing. And once again, I started looking across and going, I just had that sort of pull.
Looking across.
I just had that pull to, the excitement and what they were doing just seemed so impressive and so meaningful. And I really wanted to be a part of it. So I just, once again, I said, hey, I think that's my calling. And I was supported and encouraged to go out on site. I started as a site administrator, so I did all of the little jobs, making sure that, all the subbies were signing in every day and we're putting our workforce hours up. And I just gradually started growing into that, going down that admin pathway and to now, yeah.
Great stuff. So when you were up in Cairns, did you do university at Cairns?
I did, yes.
You did. And what kind of builder were you originally with the resi or commercial?
They were commercial, but they were quite small, didn't have any real processes in place. And a big developer came over in Cairns and said, I want to put 3 hotels on the Esplanade. And the company I was working for picked up all of that work, about 120 mil each for those hotels. So they grew rapidly overnight from 5 people to 3 massive project teams. Head office grew. It was massive.
Exciting. And when you go up there on holiday now, you can go out something to do with that.
Exactly. And things are sort of slowing back down now in Cairns. Like they've downsized back to a smaller construction firm now. So it's pretty special that I got to be there at that moment, a part of that.
Yeah, definitely. So how long have you been in Adelaide?
I've been in Adelaide for over 5 years.
Great stuff.
With Built the whole time.
With Built the whole time.
Yeah.
And did you apply for a job at Built specifically?
Yeah, I had the cost consultant that we had up in Cairns. He knew our cost consultant here, and he said, hey, what do you reckon? I'll show them your resume. And it was just really fortunate that Built was looking for someone that could do a hybrid role of, a bit of office administration and marketing and tendering. So it was really like all the stars aligned, really. I had the exact capability that they were looking for.
Great. So obviously working on a 100 King William, what other projects have you worked on?
I've worked on, my first project was the Adelaide Festival Square car park. I then did the Parliament House toilets project. I worked down at Lot 14. We had 4 projects down there at once, which was pretty crazy. I worked on 60 King William Street, sorry. I did probably about a year on that project, the sort of letting procurement phase. And now I've been at 100 King William Street.
Yeah, so you've got that like quarter of North Terrace that's like, I've had some involvement in that. And I know that you've got a little one as well, so I'm sure that you'll be driving around going, Mum, we had something to do with that, and Mum, we had something to... Yeah. And did you have your child whilst you were working for Build?
Yes. Yeah. On my first project, I fell pregnant with him, and I was terrified at the time because I'd not seen anybody be pregnant on site before. I didn't know what was going to happen. I didn't know if I was even going to be allowed to work on site being pregnant, but very quickly that was all sorted out. Yeah.
Great stuff. And did you have a positive experience?
Yeah, I did. I mean, it was because we'd not done it before. I definitely did, I guess, have to sort of create the rules and figure out what I needed and communicate that back to the team who were a bit rattled because they'd never experienced it before. But yeah, I just feel like I was really lucky. I had a really supportive team who, did everything that I needed at the time. And, I was given a lot of flexibility. And when I came back from maternity leave, I had to express my milk on site for about a year because I breastfed for a year. And that was really challenging, trying to coordinate that in between my workload and meetings. But yeah, I was just given so much flexibility and support
So obviously going back to work, going on site, making sure that the amenities and the flexibility were there for you to continue to do your job as well as meeting your requirements. Has there been other people that have got pregnant since and been working on site at Built?
Yeah, one of our project engineers, actually, who was working on 60 King William Street, I think she had 1 or 2 children previously, but she fell pregnant while on site.
Yeah.
And I had a coffee this was a couple of months ago, but I had a coffee with our HSE manager, and he was saying, it was good. We knew because a lot of the team that worked on 60 King William Street had worked at the car park, and he said, we knew what to expect this time. We knew what to do. And so we were sort of preempting her needs and what she might, require, which was really lovely.
And what a positive experience for her as well. And for those that are coming into the industry as well, that's already in place now. Those processes, procedures are already in place. And I think that was a couple of things that made you stand out a little bit on the when you were being judged and interviewed for the award. The candidates this last year in 2023 were all of high caliber, but I think some of the things that you've actually done to trailblaze a little bit for females in the industry was that edge that got you the award. So congratulations.
Thank you.
And we had a great day down at the convention centre. You met all the other finalists. What was it like meeting them?
It was amazing. That was my favourite part of the entire experience, meeting those other women. and we've actually formed a bit of a network together, which is really lovely. We've catched up post having that day, and I think for me it was a bit of a eye-opener sitting down and having chats with them that day that we videoed. I think I've been quite lucky in my career that I haven't had too much, I guess I haven't faced too much sort of oppression or stereotyping that maybe other women have in the industry before me, and I really felt really proud to be in their presence, and I was so thankful for them because I feel like they paved a bit of a pathway for me. Yeah. And so it was really lovely to be able to talk about their experiences and share that, you know, I feel like I've had it a little bit better because unfortunately you've had to deal with some things, but you've fought through it and you've made it a better experience for the rest of us. So that was really touching, a really touching day.
Good. And that's great that you're in touch. I know that a few years ago we did a similar process, and that network, it grows. I often get pictures saying, you know, we're out for our walk or we're having our catch up, etc. And I think it is important that you do have females supporting females in the industry. It's about collaboration and support, not competition. Yeah. And I think that's actually great to see. So what are your future goals, Teagan?
I just want to be, every day I just want to be better than the last. I try not to limit myself to any one direction. You know, I will take any opportunity, you know, and grow. I think I would like to, at this moment, I'd probably just like to continue down the course of contract administration and try and move into a bit more of a role where I can provide a bit more leadership and guidance and support to the other CAs and the next, you know, group of CAs that will come through. I guess that's just what I'm targeting right now. Yeah.
Great stuff. And do you, I know that Built, do they have like their own support for females, or is there committees, or is that something that, you know, a contract administrator's mixed bag of people? And
yeah, we do have, you know, a few women in our team. It's probably about 50-50 now.
That's great to see.
In the CA team. Yeah, it's wonderful. And Built as a whole, we've just started a diversity, equity and inclusion committee, which I'm a part of, and that's really exciting. We come together and we sort of brainstorm, how can we make our environments more inclusive? How can we encourage people from different backgrounds to come to Built and to stay at Built? And how can we sort of set the tone for the rest of the industry? So that's been something that's been really special to be a part of.
And it's interesting that I really do think the tier one companies, and Built is one of them. By doing that will be a bit of a top down for the rest of the industry, which is positive to see. 50-50 is a great achievement. We know that white collar professions is really starting to be equal within the building and construction. We've got a little bit of way to go with trades, but that's okay. That's okay. It will happen. Podcasts like this, speaking to people like you, is good. Teagan, can I ask, did you nominate yourself for the HiViZ Award, or did you get nominated?
I was nominated by my construction manager, which was a surprise. Yeah.
Oh, that's actually good to see that they were advocating for you at that level as well. So that means, you know, that in itself is a bit heartwarming.
Yeah.
If people, and I think this is a trait of females, unfortunately. HiViZ are starting to introduce, we've been doing the HiViZ Award now for, I think, 6 years. Time flies. But one of the things that we are doing for 2024 is we're introducing 3 different awards, just because we acknowledge that people have different roles within the building and construction industry. We want to really shed a light on them. What would you say to them? Because if they're not ticking all the boxes, sometimes females don't apply. What would you say? I
would say back yourself. You're probably doing amazing things that you don't even realise that you're doing, and if other people looked at you, they would probably say nominate, so just nominate.
All right, fantastic. Thank you, Teagan. If you'd like to find out more about master builders and becoming a member of the HiViZ community, then visit www.mbasa.com.au. But if you want to learn more about having a career in the industry, if you're a young person or looking to change your career, then look no further than the born2build.com.au website, where you'll be able to access information about all the different roles, what a day in the life looks like, and the potential salary options.